Hi there, welcome to the More Civil Podcast. This is a podcast for Blacks, Asians, and those who love them. I am Mo, and I am your host, ready to spark your curiosity as I take you on this adventurous ride of exploring cultures through the stories of my guests from all over the world. On this show, we get really personal, discussing salient issues that are relevant to our contemporary age and also building community around them. As our guests exercise courage and vulnerability in sharing their life's experiences, we hope that in turn you are inspired by them and that you get the courage needed to set your own stories free. Enjoy the ride, and thank you so much for listening. Guys, welcome back to the show, and it's been a long time we've had this person on the show, and so I'm excited to bring them back. I think it's kind of good that he's very scarce on the show because it doesn't feel like we're trying to oversell this marriage thing. But anyways, the forces that be, including my assistant, shout out to Elohor, by the way, who, said, you should bring TDawg back on the show, and then also your fans. Yeah. Shout out to Kenya Tutu from the UK as well. So I brought him back on the show to just talk about some things, and hopefully we can get a good episode out today. So without further ado, everyone, drum roll. It's the dog in the house.
Dog?
TDawg, sorry.
Okay, yeah, it's better to qualify that. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Yeah, thanks, y'all. I'm glad to be back here at the request of wifey, of course. But yeah, thanks for having me.
So my sister sent you an email that was kind of formal sound, and you thought it was me that sent it to you.
Yeah, I'm like, what's all that? Like, you can fill out the forms for me. I don't have that time. No, that wasn't really, I could do with the form, but I was just saying that you're going to come back on the show. Anyways, that aside, so for those that didn't know, or that don't know this, we celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary recently, and we went to Jamaica for that. And so special thanks to TDawg, by the way, because he made that trip happen. Apparently, many years ago, I had told him that if I would have my wedding again, I'd rather it just be, low-key, people that I care about. No shade to our parents, by the way, but that first wedding we had was a carnival. I'm yet to watch the video, like from beginning to end of that ceremony to date. If you need to torture me, like to confess, interrogation room, just pop in that video and I'll confess everything. So he was taking notes, and he surprised me with the trip to Jamaica, and it was really beautiful. We had a ceremony by the beach, and it was really good. I want to just say thanks. I know I'm usually the one that plans all the surprises, and you did all of that during the time of COVID, so you're gonna get a huge chunk brownie points for that. So I want to say thank you. You're welcome. So was that why you brought me on the show? Just
not really because of that.
I just said thank you.
Not really because of, I already thanked you, but I just wanted to say for wise like me who tends to, you feel like you're the one that plans all the fun stuff, it could happen for you too. Maybe 10 years down the line or whatever mark you might be in. All right, so we went to Jamaica. That was really fun. And this time around, we did something different where everything just kudos to TDawg. We wanted to make sure our flight was, extra comfy. With COVID, you still have to wear a mask and all that, unfortunately, but hey, safety first. So we did the VIP thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was just an extra, how much was it?
100 and something bucks.
Oh, I think $80 each or something.
Yeah.
So $160.
Yeah, for both of us.
Mm-hmm. For VIP access. So, yeah, that was, once you get to the airport, rather than, stay in line for 2 hours to get through customs to, take you past all that, like a VIP.
Yeah, like when you get up from the plane, just see your name.
Yeah, so there was a hostess holding a placard,
Shout out to Sebastian, by the way, from Jamaica.
Yeah, and then, they ushered us, shuffled our luggage and all that stuff, and then went and had snacks and drinks in the waiting area while we waited for
AC.
rides.
There was AC there, FYI.
Yeah, a ride to Negro, which was nice too. So
yeah, and it was an hour and a half away from the capital. Sorry, not the capital, but the main hub, which was Montego Bay.
And the best part of the VIP one was, on our way back to the US, when we got to the VIP area, remember? Yeah, we just bypassed all that. Oh my God, it was a long line. And then we went into this, VIP area where, you could order drinks, order food, order anything. So we just went ahead and enjoyed ourselves. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
You know what I said?
What?
I said poverty is not good. Because it's not, if you're going to be traveling anyways, you already spend some money traveling. It's not a big deal. Just add it. Just take it from us. I wish I had done this many years ago during those international flights. It makes a lot of difference. You know how if you're like waiting for your flight, we had a long flight because we got there super early. Just a place to relax. There's Wi-Fi, fast internet Wi-Fi, order anything, drinks, toilets were really clean. You could just almost like being in a hotel in a way. And those places are really huge. You don't see them because the entrances are usually small. But when you enter, it's just like a new way. So just wanted to say that. Another thing we did, which is I think it's fast becoming a tradition, is getting perfumes.
Oh yeah, I think the last 2 times we traveled internationally, we got perfumes.
Yeah. I think we should just keep that tradition going.
I'm not sure because at this rate it will continue. The house is going to be full of perfumes.
And never buy again. So when we do the duty-free stuff, you tend to sometimes get good deals, sometimes not. But I think this time around, we didn't really get a good deal. It was just for the sake of getting the tradition going. Yeah. But we got some, Jamaican rum, so that was, really, really nice. And what do you have to say about just Jamaica as a whole? Like, it was your first time there. It was my second time there, by the way. But definitely Negro has a different feel from Montego Bay. What would you say your experience was like in Jamaica?
Interesting.
You yawn all the time you come on the show. I don't know. I feel bad about that.
Yeah, like I'm bored already. Just
really?
Kidding. No, I'm just trying to catch up on sleep. But anyway, I think Jamaica, they are known for their hospitality. Immediately we landed there, I was like, it feels kind of like being in Nigeria. I think it's just an organized form of Nigeria, is what I would say. Yeah. With really friendly people, that genuinely care. I mean, because they know that's their selling points. They have to make sure you're happy and you enjoy the experience so you can tell others about it and, come back again. I wish we had that kind of thing going. I mean, I don't say any
in Nigeria.
Yeah, in Nigeria. Yeah. We have lots of tourists, attractions and stuff like that. If we could just, do something like that where you have like the VIP package where, you're ushered, you don't, all that traffic and crowd that's more than more than the airport.
I think they do have it at the airport.
Oh, they do?
I think they do. You probably don't know anything about it.
That would be great if they did.
But if I'm traveling to Nigeria, I wouldn't need it because I live there, right? But I've seen people do that at the airport.
I mean, the last time we went home, one of my siblings, gave a connect for someone to help usher us to the VIP area. So they actually do have that.
Remember we went upstairs? Yeah, they do have. I think what you're trying to say is that as a whole, if the government can be more intentional about tourism, because I don't see any difference really between Jamaica and Jamaica has more, islands and water bodies.
And fewer people, much fewer people. But then, we have the resources, we have the people, we have everything. Yeah. But corruption is our downfall period.
It is a downfall. And another thing is that everybody was just nice. The first time I went to Jamaica, I stayed in a resort as well. So, you know how you don't feel like you're really mixing with the locals because you're in a very secluded place? But still, from the airport to the place, people were so nice, calling you my lady. And this time around, it was still the same way. Good morning, man, Everybody just, chatting you up.
Yeah, man.
Everything gonna be all right, It was just really nice. And then we stayed at a resort this time around as well. We stayed at Sandals. We had just one incident that was kind of like wonky, which I'll talk about in a bit. The section of our place, like where we stayed at, sorry, let me speak English proper. The villa, wherever we're staying, they had like power outage for 3 hours or so, even more.
Yeah. So apparently, I think it's a common problem in Jamaica. They have the power goes out once in a while, and I don't know. I think they have bad weather, hurricanes, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it was only in a section though of the villa that happened to.
Yeah, I think they said, in the whole of Jamaica that they were having issues with power.
Yeah. Anyways, we lost power, and it kind of affected one part of our activities, which I'll talk about in a bit. But overall, it was a very good resort. I didn't know until like the second day into that I realized that something was different. Apparently, it's an adult-only resort. So, what do you expect? Can you tell them a little bit about what to expect if they go to like an adult-only resort?
Yeah, I mean, adult-only, just as the name portrays, it's just adults, no kids. So it was nice to just be, where just adults, no kids, no screaming, crying, nobody's seeking or vying for your attention. You can do whatever you like to, go to the beach, you can go at night clubbing, whatever you want to do. Really. Yeah. So it was so much fun. Or, you just want to get a swim during the day and play some volleyball.
Which we did a lot.
Yeah, so it was a good, pleasurable experience.
Yeah. Now, compared to like a regular resort, an adults-only resort actually also helps to create that romantic spirit. So there's so many activities they had. Like they had like the Jamaican night, Caribbean night.
They had the casino.
They had casino night. There was activities every night.
Yeah, played blackjack.
Mm-hmm. He won quite a lot. If I had stayed longer, I'm sure he would have won a lot. Mm-hmm. And every night we had, almost every night though, we had like dinner reservations to fancy places. The food was really good. So one thing about TDawg is he doesn't even like chicken anymore. I think America has ruined the experience of chicken for him. But Jamaican jerk chicken, he loved them. It's probably the brown chicken with brown sauce.
Yeah.
Chicken. Yeah.
It was good.
He loved them. There was this lamb we had one night as well. It was really, really. So we, as you guys know, we go to Mexico a lot for, that's one of our destinations. But I think Caribbean food, Mexico has, its unique taste, but it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges. For Mexican standard, I would say the food we've had in those places were good. But I think overall, because Jamaican food is similar to, our food, like the spiciness. When I say spice, not hot, but there's the flavorfulness, So that's also something. So we had our commitment wedding, and they were really. It wasn't very expensive doing that, but they did have like extra ways to like catch your pictures, for example. So just a heads up. So we met with the wedding coordinator, we chose our songs, and it was super nice because it was just both of us. We couldn't have our parents, visa issues plus COVID, and it was just both of us. But we had somebody assigned to us. Shout out to Sandia, by the way. She was really lovely. We went through everything, cake tasting, wine tasting, picked out a menu. It was like almost like planning for a full wedding without all of the, extra stuff. And so I had gone to do my makeup. Big mistake. I really don't like heavy makeup. I know it has its place. I know people use it for different reasons, but for me personally, I don't really like makeup, like the heavy, change all of the look. Plus, I feel like it's just an extra layer of skin that I really don't want to deal with. But I decided that in the spirit of just looking fresh and, wedding, let me go do my makeup. So I walked all the way to the spa, got my makeup done. The shade was a little bit lighter. I should have known that was going to be problematic later on. But, they did all the settings to keep it, But by the time I got to my room, which was going to be like 30, 40 minutes before the wedding time, and the power was out, I started sweating a lot. You open the windows to let the air in, but what you're letting in is musty air, musty Caribbean air with, the ocean, with the air from the beach and from the sea and all that. It was just messy. For the next day, having like black, brown spotches. I don't know what that was saying. What happened to your face? Guys, it was so bad. It came out to the pictures, it came out to the video, and the vain person in me wouldn't want to share the video, but I'm just going to go ahead and share. He's putting that disclaimer out there. Please don't email me or text me. I'm like, Mo, what happened to your face? I know it was the makeup. It ended up being a bad idea. The last time I had makeup done my face was 10 years ago, and never again. This is just, that was it.
It wasn't that bad though, but if only you had listened to me.
I know.
You didn't need to go for makeup.
I know. But they really accommodated our preferences, like the songs that we chose. Did you like my opening song, by the way?
Yeah, the opening song was...
The piano, that was Schumann, by the way, Dedication. Good one?
Yeah, it was good. I wish they captured the song, but for
copyright issues, they didn't do that.
Even the Davido song.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
What's the song we played again?
I know it might. Yeah, Mind.
Yeah, I really danced to that one.
We danced a lot, and they let us really dance. So yeah, that was Jamaica, and my conclusion about it is that thank you so much for creating the experience. It was definitely memorable, and I've come to the conclusion that even though a private wedding I ended up getting it still felt different, having a family. So I think my idea of wedding ceremonies would be I still want that intimacy with people that I know, people we know, people we care about, not just everybody. And I think that was what we didn't have the first time. So now let's move into some of the questions Ella prepared for us. And we're going to use that to kind of round off. So what's your favorite and least favorite thing about being married tomorrow? And I'm going to answer that same question for you.
Favorite thing about being married tomorrow?
So it's 10 years of...
I guess doing life with you generally, and traveling, just doing life,
It's been fun, right?
Building.
Compared to your other girlfriends, would you have had this thrill of your life?
Other girlfriends, yes. Making it sound like I have
we know you're
side gigs on it.
Not side gigs, before more BM. BM.
Before more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to really tell how things should have
Do you want to live that life again?
But yeah, I think no regrets really. No regrets. I'm happy with the way things shaped out really. I wouldn't have been here, at this point in my life, and I think I would have achieved what I achieved if you had not, agreed to go in the direction in which we eventually went.
Yeah.
If we didn't get married, I wouldn't have been able to achieve what I've achieved.
And you just barely started. I think I can say the same about myself too. I definitely can say the same. I think you really encouraged me a lot, and you've let me do things that, you believe I can do them. I mean, you said no to some other things, which ended up being, good listening to your advice. But yeah, so thank you too. What's your least favorite thing? And it's okay to be...
Least favorite thing? Of course, you know that.
What's that?
When you go on that rampage. The rapping comes out. And the nagging, when you want things done specifically, like
Is that how it sounds?
Yeah.
I'll take that. I know I do have some, and I'm working on that. I'm working on just asking for things and letting you work on that individuality. But would you say as a whole there's been some improvement in that area?
Somewhat.
Yeah. I think for me is, what's my least favorite thing about you? I think sometimes you can be judgmental. I know you care at the back of it, but sometimes the word comes out. And I know it's not just particularly directed to me all the time. I think it's just your personality. That J part of you drives me crazy. So
yeah, J for Jehovah. God is the God of judgment.
I think that's your INFJ. Is that your... Yeah. The J is strong with this one.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where I get that from.
I think it's just you.
I think the way I was raised. So
I think it's just you.
Raised. No,
Kenny is not like that.
Well, how do you know? Have you lived with him?
No, Kenny is open-minded. Seriously.
I'm open-minded too.
No, really, like Kenny.
You've not lived with someone, so you can't know. I think the way I was raised, growing up, I remember, if I wasn't the best in my class, if I wasn't, first position in class, and myself and my twin brother were going to get, spanked really good, so
okay,
I started to, put so much pressure on myself to be the best.
Yeah, and I know you're quite hard on yourself.
And when I'm not the best, I feel bad and I begin to judge myself. I should have done this. So
how does that explain to other people around you?
So
why are we suffering for you?
So I guess that's where the judging part of me kind of comes from, expecting the best, demanding the best of myself. I kind of subconsciously expect other people to, do the best too.
Yeah.
Make the best decisions for themselves, but then I realize I can't control people.
Yeah.
So,
I won't change your narrative if that's what you feel like, but I'll respond to you on behalf of that. I'll say maybe definitely environment, but I also think it's just because it's not all bad to have that J type of personality. There's some things that you needed, someone that needs to confront something, you get it done, you say things when you need to speak up. It's just learning how to do things in love. I think that's what we're called to do. So what would you say were some of your expectations or assumptions before marriage? And have those realities matched your expectations?
Oh, those are jam questions. My expectations about marriage. Before we got married, I really didn't think anything was necessarily going to change. I think one major expectation was, let's see. So again, is this PG-13?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before getting married, I was thinking that, so you get married, you can have sex whenever you want, blah, 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 blah. But then after getting married, I realized that, that's not always the case. You have life, people have busy lives, you go to work.
So why talk about people? This is your wife thinking about? You're making it sound like you're having sex with people. But go ahead.
You go to work, Yeah, so in that regard, like whenever you want, you can have, the goodie.
What's good?
The goodies. For lack of a better word, that's, doesn't always happen. And sometimes, women, if they're not happy, they can't have any goodie. So. Yeah,
I think it's something that is still being worked on as far as emotional, I guess. But sex to me, so we're talking about sex, right? It's not something that should just only end up being on the bed. You can make love all day long. The sensuality, like getting it ready. I think it's one of the things I'm learning from from sex coach. Shout out to Yinka, by the way. And changing that mentality. I think definitely we've been conditioned to think of sex a different way. For men, it's physical. But for a woman, it can be physical too. Same thing for a man, that it can be emotional too. For me, before getting married, I was really, really worried that I wasn't going to last long in marriage because remember, I really didn't want to get married. I was just worried that I was going to be trapped. I wasn't going to do things, achieve my goals. I was just going to be a wife. And there's nothing really wrong with that. It's just the way I thought about it wasn't in a very healthy way. But I'll say that I bet if I hadn't married you, I don't think I'll be where I am today. And I mean that in every sense of that word. I think you have definitely informed my journey. And even though I'm the louder one in our relationship as far as, being out there and writing and being on the podcast, people need to realize that if not for you, I won't be here as far as doing that. So definitely above and beyond my expectations. And I think that's the goal of marriage, to better each other. So I want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome.
In the years we've been married, many changes have occurred, such as accomplishments, moving to a new country, career growth. How have these milestones affected our relationship?
I think that's like milestones, and I think especially in the past, would you say maybe 6-7 years? I remember when we started, writing our goals at the beginning of the year as a family. That has been really, really therapeutic because I remember when we had a really huge list, like a long list, and then over the years, the list have gotten shorter.
Which is good.
Which is the testament to God's goodness and, His faithfulness.
Jesus.
Yeah, everything that we've, aspired to achieve, we've done that, so I'm like, are we now settling for less? Or I don't think we're settling for less.
Dreaming dreams, and even the ones that we didn't put on the list, the big ones that God made possible for us.
Right.
Yeah. I just want to encourage people that might just be in a rut, because I've shared so many things, like getting into residency, visa issues, living apart for a while, the first few years in marriage, baby issues. All through all of that, we're still here. We still have dreams. We have our goals, but I think two things will be dedication. We're dedicated to each other to really help the other person, be the best version of themselves. And at the very center of that is our faith. So I want to encourage those that are listening, don't give up on that. No matter what situation you may be in, trust me, there's a light coming for you, and it's not going to be from the train coming to crash you. So that's that. So another question is this. Oh my gosh, Ella, what are you doing? She's asking this. In the early years of our marriage, I had issues that made our relationship a bit difficult for us, but how were those years for you, and what kept you holding on? I think the issue she's referring to was just like the depression, the anxiety, and
Yeah, those are pretty rough. The first 3 years. Yeah, the toughest, the first year especially. Yeah, those were really rough times. Because you were doing your PhD, we're just newly married. I was studying for my boards, trying to get into residency. So all that pressure, just made things, really, really kind of go downhill, and we're very, very close to calling it quits and all that. But thanks to godly counsel from the Adebos.
Godly third parties from the Adebos and our other friends.
Yeah, and we're able to, stay together. And over the years, things have gotten better.
Yeah.
So,
don't get us wrong. We still have problems we're working through. But there's some problems that I didn't even know how past tense they become until we talked to our friend last time about our marriage.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't remember how like the things we used to do. We're very open with him because, we knew was somebody that we could, be very honest about, talking about the bad habits we had. And I didn't realize just how far we had come as a couple. So just an encouragement that even if you have like bad things going between you and your spouse, think of it this way: if that situation that is causing that problem to be removed, won't the quality of your relationship be better? So don't put it like it's just him that is a problem or I am the one with the problem. Some situations are quite rough, and that might even throw a wrench in the dynamics of a relationship. Seek therapy if you need to be in that kind of seek that kind of help rather, and still hold on. Use your third parties wisely. Try the good ones that really care about your life as a couple. And I think it's why I'm open to a degree to some people that I need to be open to about. People just see couples, we take pictures, we smile all the time. That's why I like to keep this podcast really real, because I want to talk about things we've overcome so that people can realize that behind all of the glamour and the beautiful things you see, there's a process behind that. So she wants to know, what aspect of our relationship do you think we should go work on to improve our relationship? I know for one, communication. We have different styles of communicating. I think you have avoidance.
That's a form of communication, right?
Yeah, avoidance. And I don't like avoidance, and I think that also it clashes a lot, and it's something I'm still trying to work on, like that satisfaction with not dealing with things. I do understand the place for avoiding things, and I need to learn to use it when effective. The same way, maybe you probably need to learn how to avoid avoidance. But yeah, I think definitely communication. What other areas can you think of?
Can't think of it.
Yeah. From your experience of being married, what advice would you give to intending couples? This is such a loaded question. Don't do it. JK, just kidding.
Yeah, advice for, I mean, yeah, if you're single, enjoy your singleness, enjoy it, don't compromise. Now, I'm not saying that you should go seek out someone that's perfect, because you will not find that person. But, as much as, God says that we should delight ourselves in Him, and He'll grant us the desires of our heart, we need to create that balance between, what our heart desire is and what is God's, will for us, what is God's desire for us in our marriage. Because, what we want might not necessarily be, or who we want, it might not necessarily be who God has prepared for us to make us fulfill our purpose. So just being a little flexible, I'm sure God will not, give you someone that He knows you're not going to be able to, live with or build a life with, but, sometimes people are just so rigid in checking boxes. So he has to be tall, he has to be dark, or light, whatever. He has to be handsome, he has to be this, he has to be that, but just let's, take a step back and be a little bit more open-minded. And this is for both male and females, not just the women I'm talking to. But I think women kind of have those issues more.
Yeah, I think we're just the conditioned to think of Prince Charming in a certain way. So I think what my own advice would be for those they've actually found the person they want to marry and about to get into it is, as long as let's just assume, let's work with the assumption that you've both chosen yourselves and it's not out of, violence or anything like that, is make sure you keep choosing yourself, Some of the things I've had to learn, that word, I choose you, people can use it in different ways. Like, I love you, I care about you, but it's still choosing over and over again. Things will come at you. You're going to change a lot. Both of you will change a lot. But are you still, is your soul still, connected as one? I think that's what you have to keep, reminding yourself. And especially for women, we're prone to wonder in our hearts, maybe not in the physical aspect of cheating, but I think in our hearts we might be longing for, if I had gone out with that person, trust me, the commonality will still be you. So keep creating yourself in such a way that you don't seek perfection in other people. If you're really prone to emotional kind of cheating, and work together with your spouse. I think the grace God has given us as women is we tend to see things. We have this insight about our husbands in particular, but in trying to help them on their path, because I see them as leaders as well, is be careful with what you say, how you say it. I think I also go both ways, but let me just direct my stuff to the women for now. Is keep choosing yourselves, and I believe that marriage to me is a beautiful thing. Can be a beautiful thing, even when things are not very beautiful. The fact that you have that one person in your corner, not just a family member. This is somebody that you chose, right? You don't get to choose family sometimes, but you chose this person as an adult. So you've made that adult choice to choose this person, then keep making that choice. And I pray you get that eyes of wisdom and understanding to keep it going. Final question.
And just going off what you said, love is a verb, right? And I like how you said, love, you chose that person. So you choose to love someone. It's funny how especially in the Western world, how, fine, I know, each, relationship is unique in and of itself. You don't know what are the dynamics in that relationship, but, you've seen lots of people, profess love and all that. But then and then you hear they're no longer together, they're divorced. The divorce rate is like 50%.
That's just, I think that's a very overblown statistic, but go ahead.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, love shouldn't just be something that's, said. People kind of made marriage kind of like a thing of convenience where, one party is not bending the other person doesn't want to yield to the other one. They can't compromise. Okay, let's call it quits. That's it. So in the sense of love being a verb and you choosing the other person, are you really choosing that person, or so that's just a food for thought.
Yep, I agree with that. And then what are your hopes for the future?
Hopes for the future. That's a very open-ended question. Well, the immediate future. You mean for us or for just generally?
I think it can be for us. So just whatever possible.
Well, I want COVID to be gone. Because as it looks like we're about to head into another pandemic again. But as a couple, my hope is that we, get to the point where we can serve as mentors to other couples that, young couples that are struggling, begin to build, a legacy, that will stand the test of time and, be influential to our community and the world at large. So.
Yeah. And I think in addition to what he said is we kind of stumbled into co-mentoring when that was it 2 weeks ago? My friend with the 20-year-old came over and then we shared our story with her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I think that was the first time we're, doing that together. I also learned a lot from TDawg as well. I think definitely this avenue to share our stories to encourage people. And so we don't forget how far God has come through for us and how He's very much still, within us. So we can just help people, live their life fully and bravely amidst all of the difficulties. I think that's something I want to keep doing. So even on the show, to really keep sharing those stories. And we have other life events that are happening at the moment, which we can talk about now. But definitely stay tuned for future moments with TDawg, and we can, share more on that. Well, this was it for the show.
All right.
He's so excited. Why can't we use the happy voice before?
Yeah, I'm excited to be done.
Anyways, special thanks to Ella for these questions, and as always, thank you guys for listening. Remain your host, More Civil, and catch you guys on another episode of the More Civil podcast.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys. Sign out. Bye.
Bye.